Hello everyone, it's Caribbean E and Tina.
Hi.
Welcome to the channel. We hope everybody's having a wonderful day and that you guys are in the best of health.
Yes, with health as always being most important. So today we are going to talk about something that I keep mentioning and you and I find ourselves talking about a lot. Quality of life. How important that is. What does it actually kind of consist of? And since, again, I'm going to say we're going to use the United States because we always compare the United States to where we are now, Portugal, because that's our biggest, we lived all our life in the U.S. We're going to use those two and we're going to kind of try to query you, Caribbean E, on how you think your quality of life is either lacking or better and why in the categories that make up your quality of life. It's kind of repetitive, but you know what I'm saying.
I understand.
But before we get into that real quick, we're going to address a question that we got on the channel about the NHR, the non-habitual residency tax. It is no more, has been no more. They got rid of it. And anybody that did already apply and was given the go-ahead to get the NHR for 10 years will definitely keep it for the 10 years. They are not reneging on anyone. They're not taking, there are no take backs. And I would just say it was not free tax, that I would say consult a expat tax attorney to give you what the ins and outs were, because quite honestly, that is not the biggest determining factor on the majority. And we speak to a lot of expats that live here.
Yes, we do.
We have a huge
expat community
here.
Right, we do.
And when we used to talk to expats in other cities as we go around the country, that is like all the way at the bottom on the list of, if you ask them, reasons why. And the reason I'm prefacing this first is because it's actually the quality of life. So that's why we're doing this video on quality of life. So let's talk about the first thing. Let's get into it. Safety.
Right, safety. Safety here, quality of life, to me is 100% different than living in the U.S.
Yes, and we know every
100%.
time we turn on our lovely NBC nightly news.
With Lester Holt.
Yeah.
Holt.
Or if I want to watch David Muir, that safety is an ongoing issue. We're talking 80 already school shootings, countless people dead all the time in mass shootings. And I look at that and I fear for my kids, my adult children, and my friends and family and you guys every day, because safety is not what it used to be. For safety, we're talking not self-inflicted, but you just went to the grocery store.
You just went to the grocery store.
You got rolled.
And you went in with $2 and came out with 2 bullets.
Because I feel like here, when you were to go, if I were to say, hey, can you go get me something at Liddell, like when the sun goes down, I don't have to worry.
You got to worry about it then.
If like you're going to have an issue with the police, or if you're just going to have an issue, or somebody's just going to be mad and have run you over or shot you or whatever, I don't have to worry about that. I'm pretty sure when I send you to the store to go get some bread, you're going to come back with the bread.
Or if I go to the store and get some orange juice, I don't have to worry about getting shakedowns.
Or, God forbid, somebody coming into the store.
Right, and blowing the place up. Or shooting the place up.
Yes. Yeah. So yes, safety is a big factor in quality of life. Next, economy.
Okay, so economy. Economy have changed a whole lot in the U.S.
Oh gosh, yeah.
In a way that I never thought that a lot of people would never have experienced, and it really has. And it changes the way you think. It changes the way you spend. It changed a lot of things in your life,
because it puts insecurity in you.
Right.
For the first time that you might not have had before. And here I know they've had a lot of wars in other far countries. And so that has changed a little bit, the climate, of the economic climate here in Portugal, but only in regions like electricity and gas, natural resources that they were receiving from Russia. That's the only time that we ever saw a little change. Of course, the euro fluctuates like the dollar fluctuates.
Yes, it does.
Sometimes it's strong, sometimes it's not. But it has kind of kept its strength over the US dollar, because the US dollar had at one point plummeted.
Yeah, it did. Really did. Really did. It's terrible.
So we get a lot of people that say that they say, well, oh my gosh, are you worried about living there because, you know, all this war and all these things are happening in the EU? And I'm like, yes, things are happening in the US too. What's your point?
What's your point? Yeah.
Because here, if you look at the economy and the stability, and we said that in one of our last videos, for Portugal, it has maintained a very steady economic line.
Right.
I really do. And they say they do attribute that a lot to the government, although all governments have faults and this and that, but here they kind of try to make it somewhat stable
and sustainable.
Yes,
that's the word.
Yes, they worry about how can people afford things.
Right, absolutely.
Can you afford to live?
They care. They actually care.
Yeah, and in the U.S., I literally feel like no one cares.
They can care less.
Afford anything.
Yeah, they can care
less. They will put you on the street. They will repo a car. They will fire you. They will take everything from you, and then they will tell you, "Where's my tax money?"
Yeah, where is it at?
Yeah. So the next thing on quality of life, of course, is learning, right? So expanding your knowledge, growing. And I think it's through either the country's culture, but especially through relationships.
Right.
In the U.S., I didn't even hardly know my neighbors.
Yeah, but you know, everybody just be to themselves in the States. From
They're
time,
scared. I was scared.
Everybody's got their earbuds on. People are to themselves. And they fearful in their own little world. But here it's more of a community type thing, Tina.
Yes. That
people can actually sit down, engage in conversation. They want to know about you, where you come from. I get a chance to learn about the Portuguese people. I love going to the cleaners. I love going to the seamstress. I talk to people because they're fearful that they can't speak your language like sometimes you are about theirs.
Yeah.
But when you stop and have a conversation, let them feel comfortable, and because they're going to be dealing with you. I mean, you bringing them business.
Yeah, you made a good comment yesterday when you came home. You said, wow, when I go walking now to do whatever you have to do that day in the neighborhood, you said a lot more people are just like, hi, hola, bom dia.
Yeah, bom dia, bon dia.
They're so engaging, and like they're getting used to seeing me all the time.
Right.
And I was like, that would never happen in Vegas. Like everybody keeps their head down, no one talks. The only time I ever saw the neighbors that were the problem down the thing from us was when the police were over there because the crazy boyfriend was going. It's like you do not have that same interaction. We walk past the same barbershop. They're always outside, a bunch of guys, and they'll stop and they'll say hi.
They'll say hi to you.
And they'll smile and they'll just keep on with their conversation or whatever. And everybody is real, but they want you to learn. And they love sharing. So I think that's probably one of I could tell that's something you really like here, that you really like learning about the country's culture and growing with the people, because then you bond when they can share something they're passionate and that they love. Yeah. And in the U.S., no one cares about anything. We're too busy fighting. Seriously, think about it. Yeah. Racism is rampant in the U.S.
Yeah, it's terrible right now.
Nobody cares what race you are. We're talking from, all the things that are happening between Palestinian and Jews right now to black, white, Hispanic. Everybody is just, I say, like crabs on a bucket, pulling each other down and just fighting amongst each other instead of just in solidarity, bonding and loving on each other.
Being just community and find out each other's interests and just learn how to get along with one another. Yeah. Instead of killing each other and shooting each other.
Exactly. Yeah. And the last thing, that's what you were talking about with suicide, it would be health. And so health would entail mental, physical, but also spiritual.
Right.
And how has that been as far as quality of life here compared to the U.S.?
Well, first of all, living outside of the country, especially here in Portugal, it gives me a better mindset on life in general, and I get a chance to look at a different lens as I did when I was in the United States, because those three things right there make you whole as a person.
Can I be honest? Yeah. You went to work very long days. We're talking 10 to 12 hour work days, and he was a lot more depressed, honestly.
And angry. Yeah. And upset.
You were a lot more
For
depressed
hours.
and angry when you would have a day off. You didn't really want to do anything. You were, tired and exhausted. So that physical exhaustion turns to mental exhaustion.
Right.
And that mental exhaustion wears on your spirituality.
Right.
I told you, I really feel like you're more in touch spiritually now.
Right, I sure am.
Because I can tell that mentally you're in a little bit of better space than you were when we were in the States. And we've heard that from viewers that come and visit and stay here too.
Right. And a lot of people don't even consider that when they move. They just think about the money. But how about these other important things that make you whole as a person?
Yes.
Have you stopped and think about that? Because everybody be dogging us. You shouldn't have moved. You should have stayed. But what are the benefits? And that's what we're talking about right in this moment here.
Yes.
The benefits of doing what you do for what's going to be good for you, and not necessarily for everybody else.
Yeah. And they comment on how great you look, but a smile is your best accessory.
There you go.
And if you're smiling and you're happy inside, I honestly believe it really radiates, and you just start feeling better, looking better. And when everybody's like, "Yes, look different," oh, do you have reverse? This guy, he's aging in reverse. And I say all the time, it's definitely because we moved.
Yeah, I think so too. Because when you're at a happy place, you're at a happy place. It's like having a Happy Meal on steroids.
True.
So, in the meantime, the next video. In the meantime, between the time, always please remember this, that life was always meant to be enjoyed.
Yes, it was. So as always, if you have not hit that subscribe, hit that subscription button. Give it a thumbs up, this and all of our videos, and make sure that you're hitting that notification bell so you can be notified of videos like this and others.
So until next video, peace.